friends, welcome back to Untethered Yoga. As always, I am Jordan, and I'm glad that you could join us today. I wanted to talk a little bit about breathing. It's something that I've been seeing a lot with some of the people who are coming to me for prenatal care, but it's also something I've been talking to a lot of people in the community about. You know, if you think about how most of us breathe, we're breathing through our collarbones, through our shoulders, and just getting this super shallow breath. And the problem with this is that if we're not breathing adequately, one, we're not getting enough oxygen into our system, but then two, we're also training dysfunctional core patterns with the diaphragm, with the transverse abdominis, and even with the pelvic floor. So to dive into what a proper breath looks like, a lot of times you'll hear what's called a 3-part breath, and I think that's a great starting point, but there's more to it. So I'm going to start with the 3-part breath, and then I'll elaborate a little bit extra on it to help you get a better breathing pattern. All right, so for the 3-part breath, you're looking at filling up the 3 parts of essentially this whole torso. When you take your breath in, you want to start by breathing through here, so filling up this lower abdomen region. Next, you want to fill up this mid-chest level, and then lastly, you want to make sure that you fill up the upper chest. So when you take your breath, it looks like filling up from here up. So just try that for a few rounds. You can have one hand on your belly, you can have one hand on your chest. Just breathe with me for 3 breaths. Feeling the hand on the belly rise first, and then feeling the hand on the chest slowly lift. And then exhale. 2 more, breathe in. And let it go. And the last breath, hand on the belly, and then hand on the chest. Good. All right, so the one caveat that I have to this is that people think if they're 3-part breathing, you're doing enough. And while it's partly true, there's an additional component that not a lot of people talk about. So first you want to focus on, again, filling up from bottom to top. But then I also want you to make sure you're getting a 360-degree rotation of breath, meaning that your rib cage is actually going out laterally or out to the sides as you breathe as well. So most people, when they focus on this breath flow, they're only getting this forward to backward expansion, and they're leaving out the expansion of the ribs. Now, for those of you who are pregnant and watching this, you're really going to want to focus on that rib expansion because it's going to help you get deeper breaths, especially as you go into that later 2nd trimester, 3rd trimester, when things are just getting pushed up further and further and you feel like you're short of breath. So now I want you to keep that 3-part breath pattern in mind, but I also want you to take your hands to the outer edges of your rib cage, fingers flaring in so that they meet kind of at the center right here. And then as you breathe in, filling from bottom to top, make sure you also feel your ribs go out sideways. So close your eyes down and just 3 breaths again. Breathe with me. Long inhale. Make sure you feel those ribs driving out to the sides, right to left. So I want you to practice that breathing periodically throughout the day. Now, I'm going to give you 2 additional tools you can do to amplify your breath to help decrease any stress or tension that you might be feeling. The first one is to slightly constrict your throat muscles, kind of like you would if you were whispering to someone or if you were softly fogging up a mirror. One analogy I hear a lot in the yoga world is the Darth Vader breath, but I don't want you to go that loud or that rough. It's just a gentle constriction of the throat muscles on your exhale. And you'll feel it. You breathe in. And as you exhale, just feel that gentle constriction through the throat. Again, imagine whispering to someone. So you'll hear that exhale, but maybe not so loud the person next to you can hear you. Now the second thing is when you make your exhale longer than your inhale, you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest, digest, heal, recover nervous system. It's the one that combats all of the stress and the tension and If you're pregnant, it combats the fear, tension, pain cycle. So if you're not pregnant, a good starting point would be a 2-to-1 ratio, maybe 4 counts in, and then 8 counts out. If you're pregnant and you feel like you're short of breath, maybe that's 4 counts in and 6 counts out. So for 3 rounds, let's go ahead and put all of that together. The 3-part breath, breathing out to the sides, making sure that you're constricting the throat on the exhale, and then making your exhale longer than your inhale. You ready? All right, so hands on your chest. If you feel like you have the lateral motion down pat, connect with your child if you're pregnant. Put your hand on your belly, put your hand on your chest. Just wherever you feel that connection to self, and again, if you're pregnant, wherever you feel that connection also to your child. All right, so breathing in for a count of 6 or 8. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4. And exhale 6 or 8. Inhale 4. Exhale 6 or 8. Good. So one tool you can use to kind of check in with yourself during the day is you can put little dots around your home. Make sure they're a bright color in an obvious spot. So maybe it's a bright red dot to remind you, take a moment, check into your breath, see how things are going. Or maybe you set alarms on your phone that when they go off, you drop what you're doing and just take 5 breaths. The more you can do this, the more it becomes second nature, and the better not only your breath gets, but the better your stress response becomes. Because again, the way we breathe helps to train and modify the nervous system and the sympathetic parasympathetic balance. And we want to drive ourselves to that parasympathetic side so that we can approach life from a more relaxed state or a state of ease. All right, well, have a wonderful week, you guys, and I look forward to sharing more tips as we go along on our journey. Bye.